The UK now, and there seems to be growing tension between Britain and the European Union over the supply of vaccines. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has threatened to stop the export of doses from Europe to Britain. Now, some vaccines made in Europe, already paid for by the UK, may be held back in their country of origin, with those countries demanding access to the jabs first. Let's talk to our UK correspondent, Ollie Barrett, in London about this, and also the news that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been invited to the G7 summit by Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Hi there, Ollie. So let's start there. Interesting, our president has been invited to the G summit taking place later this year in England. Do you think that vaccine supply is likely to dominate talks?
It may well still be a key issue by that point, but the UK has made it very clear why it's inviting President Ramaphosa to the summit, which will take place in Cornwall in the southwest of England in June. A statement from the UK saying he's been invited as a guest. It says President Ramaphosa has led Africa's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and played a key role on the issue internationally. South African scientists and researchers have contributed a huge amount to our understanding of the virus. And the statement makes it clear that South Africa will attend alongside South Korea, Australia and India as other non-G7 countries who will be there. The statement is also interesting because it says that the UK is still currently planning for what it describes as a physical summit to bring world leaders together in the UK. So President Ramaphosa would be expected to travel here to Britain for the summit. It wouldn't be, according to the current plans, some kind of virtual discussion forum. That clearly raises all sorts of difficulties with regards to international travel, but for now the UK thinks it can pull this off.
Yeah, particular South Africans are still banned from coming to the United Kingdom. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. Let's focus now on relations between the European Union and the United Kingdom over vaccines. Boris Johnson issuing some really stern warnings. So it seems there's legal contracts with the manufacturer based in Europe and the United Kingdom. But on the other hand, the country where those vaccines are being made is saying, well, hey, we should get that vaccine first. Tell us more about this.
It's a very complicated picture, and it depends which side you listen to with regards to who is in the right or who is in the wrong here. What Boris Johnson's trying to do this week is actually dial down the temperature here. He is ringing round European leaders like Emmanuel Macron, the French president, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and saying, look, let's try and work together on this rather than go down the path that the European Commission seems to be suggesting, which is raising the possibility of an export ban on vaccines heading to the United Kingdom. What Brussels says is happening is that vaccines are being exported from the EU to the UK, but not back in the other direction. The UK says, look, there's no ban in place here. It's just that the European Union contract with AstraZeneca is not quite as watertight as ours, and it's an issue for the European Union to deal with the drug company, nothing to do with us. It's also been pointed out, not by the UK government, but by others, that there are elements in the Pfizer jabs that are moving in this direction towards the United Kingdom that are actually made with ingredients that come from the UK. So that threat of retaliation, although it hasn't been made by the UK government, is certainly something that Brussels will have to take into account here. If it were to ban vaccines, the Pfizer vaccines moving from the European Union to Britain, Britain could, if it wanted to, respond and make the production of Pfizer vaccines for the European Union very difficult indeed. The other thing that the UK says is, look, you're demanding more AstraZeneca jabs from the UK to the EU, but at the moment there are hundreds of thousands of AstraZeneca jabs going unused in the European Union, partly because of vaccine hesitancy, partly because European leaders have at times talked down that particular jab.
Interesting, there's news just in about AstraZeneca. Obviously, here in South Africa, we have sold our AstraZeneca on because the research we have around how it works against the virus dominant here is that it's not that effective. But new research out shows that it is really effective against other strains. Just tell us the latest news on AstraZeneca quickly.
Yeah, we've got updated data from clinical trials with regards to the approval process in the United States. So tens of thousands of more people involved in these trials. And the headline efficacy rate for the AstraZeneca jab, according to these trials, is around 80% effective, so very, very strong. Even better than that, though, 100% effective in terms of reducing hospitalizations and fatalities and severe disease when it comes to COVID-19. So that is very, very good news indeed. Safe and effective according to these latest trials. Add that to the real-world effect that we're seeing here in the UK. Fatalities continue to tumble. We saw 33 over the last 24-hour period in terms of COVID-19 deaths. That is still 33 too many, but a much, much lower number than we had been seeing just a couple of weeks ago here in the UK. Hospitalizations really falling off a cliff as well. So the AstraZeneca jab is working here in the UK, and that's why it's been so baffling to British scientists to hear, at times, European leaders calling into account its efficacy. And that new data from the United States, certainly scientists here in Britain feel that they've been vindicated with that.
Thank you so much. That's our UK correspondent, Ollie Barrett, in London. With that, let's just